Staying with the UK, where housing market dynamics are changing fast, market watchers are questioning whether a slowdown in new buyer inquiries, combined with record high house prices, skyrocketing mortgage rates and an inflationary squeeze on disposable incomes, is increasingly the harbinger of a slowdown in house price growth. For more, we are joined by Bloomberg's Lizzy Burden. Lizzy, to what extent, how much pressure is on the UK housing market at this point? How much of a crisis is it facing?
Well, you've got double-digit inflation that's swallowing up wage growth. The Bank of England responding with all these rate hikes, despite the recession risks and the end of easy money. We're likely to see the start of active gilt sales after the bank's next meeting. So, yeah, economists are warning that you could get a slowdown, if not a housing market crash. BOE Chief Economist Hugh Pill, though, told us that it won't be a crash. Because let's not be too catastrophic here. You know, Zahawi was pointing out there that I think 75%, 80% of homeowners have a fixed rate mortgage, although they're going to be in for a nasty shock when the rock bottom rates they locked in during the pandemic come to an end. But as well as that, you've got more than a third of UK households who've already paid off their mortgage, which is pretty staggering. And you'd hope that banks would show forbearance as they did in the pandemic. So really, yes, values are falling in almost half of London boroughs, but it's not as catastrophic yet as you might think. Yeah,
and by some calculations, there's a need to build an additional 300,000 homes a year just to meet that demand. And lucky that third who have managed to pay off their mortgages. What does the next Prime Minister have in line? What do we know about the likely next Prime Minister, if it is Liz Truss, and what her plans are, or indeed Rishi Sunak, possibly, for and to address the problems in the housing market?
Well, government after government has propped up house prices in the UK. We've had about a decade of constant growth. And it's not just, as you say, about house building. There's been a shortage of new homes, but it's active policy interventions, Help to Buy, the pandemic stamp duty holiday. They've both come to an end now. In terms of the next Prime Minister, there's not going to be a lot left in the kitty after the billions of pounds they're going to have to pump into either tax cuts or targeted aid at the poorest households. But what we do know is Rishi Sunak said he won't build on the green belt to protect the UK countryside. Liz Truss has said that she won't stick to that commitment to build 300,000 new homes. So you might see this shortage of properties propping up prices, which makes it harder for first-time buyers to get on the market, which means there's more competition for rentals, pushing up prices there and adding to the cost of living crisis.